If you're not already using a password manager like Apple Passwords, you absolutely should be. Password managers are awesome because they save your passwords for you so that you don't need to remember them. They enhance your security by creating strong random passwords that are not personally attached to you. And they can even give you security warnings if ever any of your accounts may have been included in a security breach. So stop using your same password for everything or writing down passwords on a post-it note so you don't forget them. Today, I'm going to show you how easy and simple it is to start using Apple Passwords. This is what the Apple Passwords app looks like, and this was a new app as of iOS 18. So as long as your iPhone or iPad, as long as your device is updated with at least iOS 18, you should see this app. So when we go in to open the app, the first thing you'll see is the app is locked so that it keeps all of your passwords safe and secure, and it needs your Face ID, your Touch ID, or your device passcode to access. And then this is what the app will look like. And if we go over to a website and we're going to create a brand new account for the very first time, we'll hit sign in. So I'm going to enter in my email address and hit continue. I'm going to proceed to create an account. And then once I click into the passwords field, my iPhone is recognizing that this is a website asking me for a password, and it's offering to create a strong password for me. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to say save and fill. Now it's automatically generated a random password. I don't know what it is. It's not the street I grew up on, the high school I went to, nothing personal associated to me. I'm going to hit verify email to create the account. And one of the best features with Apple is if you are texted a verification code or emailed a verification code, it will eventually show up at the top of your keyboard. So I'll click that to fill. And now we're logged in. We have a brand new account. So if I go over to the Passwords app and I go to all passwords, we're now going to see that Amazon account that we just created. And so if we click into here, we'll see the username I used was my email address, the password, the website, and that it was modified today. And so now if I go to log into Amazon, since we've already created an account, my iPhone, I haven't really touched anything, just the cursor is in the email field. My iPhone and the Passwords app is already recognizing that there is a saved password associated, again, with this website address. So I'm going to say fill username, and again, a level of security here. It is going to ask for my Face ID or Touch ID or my passcode. It's going to automatically prompt me to fill in the saved password. And now I'm logged in. As easy as that. I never had to look up a password. I never had to remember what it was. The iPhone saves it and does it all for you. Now, username and password, that's only one level of security. However, you may have also seen websites ask you to turn on two-factor authentication or 2FA. That's a second level of security. So that's generally some sort of a code. Either you're texted or emailed a code every time after you've entered your password, because this is the second factor authentication. So if we go back into Amazon, and I'm just going to get to my account settings and login and security, all we've done so far is create our account using my email address and a password. But you can see Amazon itself is already flagging that it wants me to add extra layers of security. So the first one we spoke about was two-step verification. We're going to turn this on. And now by default, it's asking me to enter in my phone number, because that's usually the easiest way for people, is just to enter their phone number and get texted a code. But being texted a code or emailed a code is not as secure as you may think. That can always be intercepted. So instead, we're going to do use an authenticator app. This is Apple Passwords. So we're going to click on this option. Now there is a QR code here. So if I was creating this account, let's say on my iPad, I could scan the code on my iPhone to do this or use a second device. Right now, instead, what I'm going to do is copy all of these codes because I don't have a second device to use at the moment. I'm going to hit copy. Now back into Apple Passwords, I'm going to go to the Amazon entry. And I'm going to just hit setup code here at the bottom, and I'm going to paste all the numbers that I just copied. And so now you'll see it's generated a 6-digit code for me. And there's also a green progress wheel. That's because the code actually changes every 30 seconds. So that's also harder for people to get access to or guess, because it actually changes live every 30 seconds. So now what I'm going to do is click on the field and press copy code and go back into Amazon, because now Amazon is asking me to enter that 6-digit code, paste it and verify, and then we're going to turn on two-step verification. So now when we go to sign in, what this is going to look like, again, it'll ask me to fill username and password. It'll fill the password, and now it's asking me for what the one-time code is. So instead of going over to the passwords app to find it, the phone's actually going to recognize that it's asking me for the verification codes. So I can just click here, use Face ID or Touch ID to confirm it's me, and I'm logged in. The two-factor authentication with those codes, that is the second level of protection or security for your account. But you may have also heard of Passkeys, and they are a newer security measure or security standard. And they actually take the, let's call it the ID of your unique device. It does make signing in a lot easier because you don't have to get a password, you don't have to find codes. It just takes the ID of your device and then uses biometrics like Face ID or Touch ID to verify that device to sign you in. So if we go back in to my account settings on Amazon, down here, Passkeys, it is asking me to set one up. So I'm going to click set up, and it even says Amazon supports Passkeys, a stronger alternative to passwords that cannot be leaked or stolen. So I'm going to say add passkey, and it says easy as that. Now, when I go to sign in to Amazon, it's going to say sign in with your passkey. I'm going to say use passkey, Face ID, Touch ID, passcode to verify it's me, and it just brings me in. So it's really as simple as that. Anytime you go to create an account for the very first time, your device should prompt you to automatically generate a strong password and save that to the Passwords app. And then when you go to log into that website at any other point and click into the email field, you'll see your phone automatically prompt you to fill in the passcode for you, or even in this case, using a passkey for a website if you've set one up. Now, if your phone is not automatically prompting you to create a strong password, what you want to do is make sure that the Passwords app and iCloud keychain is turned on so that this autofill is happening automatically for you. So you go into settings on your device, and we're just going to search for the Passwords app. And then we're going to go to the bottom. You'll see autofill settings. But before that, I'll just quickly point out that I do recommend you toggle on detect compromised passwords and allow automatic passkey upgrades. So the first one, if ever your account may have been included in a data breach, your iPhone will warn you that you should change your password just to be safe. I'll show you where you get those notifications, but so I do recommend turning that one on. And then the second one, the passkeys. As I mentioned, passkeys are the newer standard. So not every website is using passkeys yet. As the websites kind of update their own security systems, if they now offer an option for passkeys, your phone will notify you to add a passkey. So then at the bottom, view autofill settings. We'll click in here. At the top, make sure autofill passwords and passkeys is turned on. If you have different password managers on your phone, like 1Password is a popular one. Google has their own authenticator app as well. Just toggle on the one you want to be using as your default. So in this case, we want it to be the Passwords app. Make sure suggest strong passwords is toggled on. And then I do also recommend toggling on delete after use for your verification codes. So if ever you get a code texted to you or emailed to you, it will populate at the top of your keyboard as I showed. You don't have to go to messages or into mail to get it because it'll populate. But your device, once you've copied it and entered the code, will automatically delete that text message or delete that email so that someone can't go find it later and try to get into your account. So definitely toggle that one on. And then again at the bottom, making sure that setup codes is set up for Passwords app so that whenever you do go to scan a QR code to generate verification codes, it brings you right to the Passwords app and saves them instead of a different app. The other thing to do in settings is to turn on passwords for iCloud so that you can see all of your login information on all of your different Apple devices. So if you go into settings, click on your name at the top and over to iCloud, and then you might see passwords here like me, or you can click see all if not, and then just make sure that iCloud passwords and keychained is turned on. And then same thing on, let's say your iPad, just make sure it's turned on there as well. So we've gone over passkeys and codes. This security down here, this is where you'll be notified if any of your accounts may have been included in a data breach or might be compromised. You would see a warning here. You'll also, though, get security warnings for easily guessed passwords. So for this account, I have a warning, and if you go to my passwords, you can see password 123, even with an exclamation point. That is not a safe and secure password. So my iPhone's telling me I better update this and change the password. So I'm just going to click change password. It's going to bring me to the website. So now every website obviously looks a little bit different, but as long as you can get to your account and then usually settings or security, you'll see all the different password options, passkeys, verification codes, anything that website offers, you would see in that section. But let's say for some reason it didn't work, or it didn't save a password or something like that. As of iOS 26, the Passwords app now has a history, or it tracks your changes basically. So now I can come in and say view history, and it'll give me a log of any change. So password changed 1 minute ago. Click in, that's a new password. The password before 50 minutes ago, password 123 exclamation point. So if anything does go wrong, the great thing is with Apple Passwords is you can see a log of all of that activity. There is also a spot here for deleted passwords. So if for whatever reason you deleted one, you can come in here and recover it. You have 30 days before it's permanently deleted from your device. You could just click on it and say recover. Now, the other thing you can do though is you can create passwords manually. So there is a plus button here in the bottom right. If you press on that, you basically have a blank slate to create any password or save any password you want, but it doesn't have to be login information for a website. So you can save pretty much anything. Let's say you have a safe at your house. You could come in here and just title this safe. You could delete the password that Apple's suggesting and type in whatever the code is to your safe. So let's say 1234, not the safest, but this is an example, and hit save. It's going to warn me that there's no website, but just say save anyways. So again, it is keeping it a little bit safer than just writing it down on a post-it note and hiding that somewhere. This at least keeps everything in one place. And you could also do this if you want, let's say your password number or any sort of ID like that. If you find yourself having to copy it, the code or the ID number often, I recommend just add it to your Passwords app like this. You can come in and just copy the code whenever you need to and paste it into the website if you're booking a flight or a hotel or anything like that. Another password you're probably often looking for or need to have handy and always forget about is your Wi-Fi password. So thankfully, Apple Passwords does have its own section for that. And so when you click into here, you might have an incredibly long list of hundreds of different Wi-Fi passwords. And that's because it's automatically going to save the password to any Wi-Fi you've ever connected to on your device. And then the Wi-Fi that your device is currently connected to will be at the top and say connected. So this is great because when you do have friends coming over or family coming over and you need to find that password, you can go in here, you can just find the right one and click to see the password. But an even better way is to click Show Network QR Code. So when you click on this, it'll open a unique QR code. The person could then scan this with their phone and automatically join your Wi-Fi network. You could also screenshot this and print it out and then leave it in a guest room or something so that when people do need it, it's just easy and quickly accessible for them. There's also an option here to create groups and share certain passwords with them. So if you have common logins with your family for like Netflix, Amazon, something like that, or even with a group of friends, you can click the Get Started if you see it, or just this folder button here in the bottom left and hit continue. And then it'll just ask you, to name the group. You can click to add anyone. So I'm going to add myself to this group. I'm going to hit the blue check button. Then it'll ask me, so which passwords I want to share with this group. So I'll say Amazon in this case and click move. Then I'm going to say notify via messages, and it'll just let the person know I'm sharing a passcode with you. They'll have an option to view it and it'll bring them to their Apple Passwords manager and they'll be able to see it. And then the group we created with the one password is down here. So hopefully now you can see how easy it is to use the Apple Passwords app. There's sometimes a little bit of setup initially, but then it's pretty much set it and forget it, and all your accounts will just be that much safer and more secure in this digital world. So that's it, and have a great day. Bye.